And now, it is time to present the 32nd Annual Chao Racing Tournament of Champions! Good evening, Chao Racing Universe. This is your Commissioner, Patrick Sweeney. As you know, 48 countries from all four corners of the globe have come here for one thing in mind. What, you may ask? To become the Supreme Champion of the Chao Racing Universe for the 2022 Championship season. The players have finished warming up, and we're just about set to present this year's annual tournament, so without further ado, let the games begin! And we will present the opening round of play after this. So, to start off this year's Tournament of Champions, we have your defending Supreme Champion, Diyago Swan from Kenya. And he'll be facing off with Bill Cameron from the United Kingdom and Diyago Swan from the Czech Republic. Audience, are you ready to have a tournament? Well then, off to the pro course we go, because that's what we have for all the opening round races. Best of luck to the first 3 participants, and let's have a Chao race! And Bill Cameron is quarterback. That'll give Diyago Swan and Diyago Swan the opening edge, but which one of them from Kenya or Czech Republic will pay off in the early one, we will soon know. Looks like Chao Swan is going west. That means Diyago Swan's going to move on. Diyago Swan is on his way towards defending the crown. And there's the home crowd, 46,000 plus to be exact, here in Nairobi City, cheering on Diyago Swan's first step towards repeating as Supreme Champion. Excellent job, Diyago. Now, let's find out who will face Diyago Swan in the next round. Will it be Taji Dorway from the Central African Republic? Or will it be Wafin Rain from Puerto Rico? Or Koot Nawals from Iran? There's only one way to find out. We place the balls on the field and everyone's on the clock and ready to go. So, without further ado, please start the race! And Koot Nawals is going to rest, so let's watch Taji Dorway and Wafin Rain. These two shall have control of the opening edge, with Taji Dorway having a little strength advantage over Wafin Rain. Looks like Africa's going to be 2 for 2 for the come on. Taji Dorway will face Diyago Swan in the round 16. The Central African Republic makes it 2 countries in a row for the African continent. Well done so far for Africa, and there's more assignment coming up. We're just getting started. We're live under a starry sky here in Nairobi City of Kenya. 96,000 fans, at least 50 from all 48 countries or so, cheering on the respective countries. And for race number 3 of the opening round, we have Tudor Join of Argentina, David Musburger of Australia, and Jessa Taken of Greece. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! And Tudor Join is going to have full control of the opening edge, because David Musburger and Jessa Taken are going to rest at the starting gates. So I do believe Argentina is going to have another chance to try to attempt to reach the grand final this year. No doubt about it. Tudor Join wins an easy affair for Argentina. Argentina begins the quest towards reaching the grand final this year, as the one speedrunners of this race were made by Jessa Taken from Greece. So Argentina is victorious for this opening round race. But right now, let's find out who will face Argentina with race number 4. And for this race number 4, we have Sarah Hins from Senegal, Isar Tess from China, and Ira Cabra from Portugal. The winner will go on to face Tudor Join and Team Argentina in the round 16 later on in the show. So good luck to the next 3 divas. Everyone's on the clock, and let's have a Chao race. The 3 participants from Senegal, China, and Portugal fighting to have the right to face Argentina in the round 16. And it looks like Seto and Ira are pushing balls to the other side of the rainbow path. And here comes Seto hands on Senegal. And Seto hands with Senegal to the round of 16. He's going to face two join in Argentina, as Isa Test of China will get the 1 speed bus. Congratulations, Senegal, on a job well done. Back in a bit, do not go away. Welcome back to the Tournament of Champions. Now we move on to race number 5. And for race number 5, we have last year's runner-up, Chao Carlos from Poland, Craig Elman from the DRC, and Jackie Stefan from Costa Rica. And this one will feature the Golden Chow. So this is going to be a tougher contest for these next 3 participants. Everyone's on the clock, and let's mark this place. And Jackie Stefan is quarterback, which means Jutaro and Quay will have the opening edge. Quay seems like he's stronger than Jutaro, but she passes for more. That means Jutaro Carlos is going to move on to the round 16 for Team Poland. Team Poland begins their redemption for 2022, trying desperately to get back to the grand final, so that way Jutaro Carlos will get a second chance to become Supreme Champion this year. Good job so far by Poland. Now let's find out who will face Poland in the round 16. Will it be Ozzy Jenkins from the USA, Ozzy Jenkins from Guinea, or Jen Natalie from the Netherlands? There's only one way to find out. Ozzy Jenkins is the fastest runner of the 48 men participants. Let's see how well he will fare in this race. Please start the race! And Jen is going to rest, so let's watch Ozzy and Zazon. These two shall have control of the opening edge. Ozzy Jenkins trying to maintain his running game while Zazon tries to keep up with his power ability. And here comes Ozzy Jenkins, and he goes to rest just before the finish line, which means Ozzy Jenkins and Guinea are going to face Poland in the round 16. As number 7 will get the 1 speed rest. A dramatic victory for Guinea. Another African country is moving on to the round 16, and there's more that's having coming up. What a deal! Alright, time for races 7 and 8 of the opening round. First, for race number 7, we have Ray Jones of Botswana, Keith Clayton from New Zealand, and Pat Morgan from Ireland. So we go back to the pole course again, and wish the next 3 participants best of luck in the tournament. Everyone's on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! And there goes Keith Clayton, quickly pushing his ball on the outside. He's going to lead New Zealand to the round 16, folks. Keith Clayton wins an easy one on the pole course from race number 7. And those 2,000 or so fans from New Zealand are cheering on with all his support. Well done by Keith Clayton. You and Team New Zealand are going to have a chance to become Supreme Champion for 2022. Let's hope you keep it up next time. Now, to close out the first half of the opening round, we have Kim Song-woo from Korea, Sen Pan from Norway, and Lamar Horton from Mexico. They're going to do battle to find out who will have the right to face Keith Clayton and Team New Zealand in the round 16. Everyone is on the clock, and good luck to the next 3 participants. Let's rock this place! Alright, so the winner of this race will go on to face New Zealand and Keith Clayton in the round 16. And it's going to be a close contest between Kim Sung-woo and Sen Pan of Korea and Norway. Looks like Korea is going to move on. Kim Sung-woo lifts Korea to the round 16. So one few other in space, they might understand. Korea closed out the first half of our show. We'll be coming back to present the second half of the opening round in a moment. Okay, folks, on to the second half of the opening round of play. And the start of the second half, we have last year's third place finalist Benan Yawes of France. He'll be doing battle against Bigelow Kwan of Uzbekistan and May Rosatas of Nigeria. And here we have the Golden Chao with us again. Let's see how well they will fare against this group of tough Golden Chao opponents. Please start the race! And Bernard Yawes is quarterback, which means Bigelow Kwan and Manuel Santos will have control of the opening edge, with Bigelow having the better strength ahead of May for the current one. Looks like Uzbekistan's going to move on. Number 7 comes to first place, as Bigelow Kwan of Uzbekistan for close second puts Uzbekistan to the round of 16. A close second is what they deserve for Bigelow Kwan, and thus they're going to move on to the next round. Which means it's time to find out who will face Uzbekistan in the round 16 with race number 10, which will feature Utema Pan from Madagascar, Alton Baron from Russia, and Falsa Pequeño from the Philippines. Who is going to face Madagascar in the round 16? We're about to find out. Let's have a Chao race! Okay, Utema, Alton, and Fonso are pushing him on the other side, and Fonso is really a strong competitor for the Philippines. The 1,500 fans of the Philippines are on their feet, as Falsa Pequeño is going to face Madagascar in the round 16. Philippines advances to the round 16, and we'll have more excitement coming up. Do not go away. Now we proceed to race number 11, featuring Oris Yokes from Morocco, Zhu Jolson from Iraq, and Isa Van Logan from Finland. It's gonna be an exciting night to remember for these respective countries cheering on the respective participants. Please start the race! And Oris Yokes is quarterback. That means Zhu Jolson and Isa Van Logan will have the opening edge, but I do believe Zhu Jolson has the upper hand ahead of Isa Van Logan. Iraq moves on to the round of 16 with Zhu Jolson. Iraq's going to have a chance to become Supreme Champions for the 2022 championship season. Congratulations to Iraq, all in order for you and Zhu Jolson. And race number 12, it's Chi Carlos from Papua New Guinea, Diyago Swan from South Africa, and Merit Pond from Israel. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race. And Chi Carlos is going to rest, so let's watch Diyago Swan and Merit Pond. These two Chao will have control of the opening edge, with Merit having the upper hand ahead of Diyago Swan. And Israel's going to do it right over there. Merit Pond and Israel are going to face Zhu Jolson and Iraq in the round 16. Israel gets the win here tonight, for this segment anyway. Coming up, we got more exciting action for you, but first have a look at this. Now we come to number 13 of the opening round, and it will have Alberto Young from last year's 4th place finalist Spain. He'll be taking on Zaman Folks of Slovenia and Goran Iglesias from Tanzania. So let's see what this race will have in store for them. As we place the balls on the field once again, everyone's on the clock, and please start the race! And it looks like Goran Iglesias is going to have full control of the opening edge. The other two Chao, Alberto Young and Sarah Folks, are going to rest. So it looks like Tanzania is going to move on to the round 16 with Goran Iglesias. No doubt about it here, folks. Goran Iglesias wins an easy one. That's number 8 with Vilas in that. So, Goran Iglesias wins an easy one with that opening edge advantage. Congratulations to Tanzania, are in order. And now, number 14 of the opening round. It's Nao Hajima of Japan, Jason Mitchell from Canada, and Temasuli from Brazil. Which one will have the right to face Tanzania in the round of 16? There's only one way to find out. Good luck to the next 3 participants in the Tournament of Champions. Let's spark this place! Alright, so the winner of race number 14 of the opening round will go on to face Tanzania in the round 16, which will cut later on in the show. And it looks like Temasuli and Jason Richards are battling for the end. And it's Temasuli who beats out Jason Richards with Brazil to the round 16. Brazil is going to face Tanzania in the round 16. But we're not done yet. We're coming back to present the rest of the opening round after this what? So it's down to the last couple of races here in the opening round of play. One event for race number 15 will feature Ramaduda from Egypt, Res Azura from Niger, and Zeno Keslos from Barbados. So as the opening round begins to wind down, let us wish the next 3 participants best of luck, and now off. So who's going to be the next one to move on to the round 16? Looks like Res Azura and Zeno Keslos are battling neck to neck, pushing them on the other side on the rainbow path. And here they come, making their way towards finish line. And Res Azura lifts Niger to the round of 16. Another African country is going to have a chance to become Supreme Champion. Well done by you folks at Niger cheering on Res Azura. And finally, for race number 16 of the opening round of play, we have Jutan West from Indonesia, Mona Yogda from Liberia, and Saint Fonsley from Singapore. So the winner of this closing race of the opening round will go on to face Niger in the round of 16 when it happens in the next segment. But right now, everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! Alright, so which one of these 3 remaining nations will close out the setting for round 16? Indonesia, Liberia, or Singapore? They're all battling neck to neck, push balls on the other side. And it looks like, by the way it looks at it, it's going to be Saint Fonsley from Singapore who's going to face Niger in the round 16. Thank you everyone for participating in the opening round of play. The round 16 happens right after this. Now it's time to present the round of 16 for this year's Tournament of Champions. And to start off this round, we have Diyago Swan, our defending Supreme Champion from the host country of Kenya, against Taji Dore from the Central African Republic. So Diyago hopes to move one step closer towards defending his throne as Supreme Champion. Let's see if they can make this possible. Please start the race. Alright, so 91,000 fans are in attendance, with 46,000 of them or so, to be exact, cheering on the defending Supreme Champion Diyago Swan, who is currently battling with a couple of Simicha up in the front, and he's making a good choice. He is going to be heading for the water, as number 5 of the Simicha, who went to rest, wins the only toss for this race. Diyago Swan having a comfortable lead ahead of Taji Dore. Looks like Kenya's going to move one step closer towards having a repeat champion this year, and the home crowd is on their feet. As number 2, with next going to flying over bridges, Diyago Swan is going to do it again right over there. Diyago Swan marches to the round of 8, and the home country is in a standing ovation for the Supreme Champion, as number 1 will close on speedless. Kenya has moved one win away from a grand final return, so now Diyago can have a chance to repeat as Supreme Champion. Now let's find out who will face Diyago Swan and Kenya in round 16. For race number 2, we have Tudu Join from Argentina and Senar Hins from Senegal. So Diyago Swan, who just got the victory in the last race, awaits his next challenger for the round of 8. Will it be Argentina or Senegal? We're about to find out right now. Let's spot this place! And Senar Hins is going to rest. That means Diyago Swan of Argentina will have control of the opening edge. We'll soon find out if it will pay off or not. Diyago Swan has a comfortable lead ahead of his opponent center hands, and it looks like he is going to be flying, and he is going to take a shortcut. Great strategy, Diyago, as center hands takes the speedless, trying to stay alive in the game. Diyago's going to win an easy one right over there. Diyago Swan dominates over center hands with that shortcut and that opening edge. Well done. As center hands, a little disappointed with elimination, takes back-to-back wins. Oh well, he'll still come in second place. And right now, a couple of Silver Challenge numbers 1, 2, and 5 to be exact, are getting left behind in the competition. As the last female on this race, we may by number 8, who dominates over the 6th Silver Challenge with third place. So, Diyago Swan and Argentina is going to face Diyago Swan and Kenya in round 8, and we'll be right back after these messages. Now we move on to race number 3 of the round 16, where we have last year's runner-up, Chao from Poland, and his next challenger in the books is Cesar Hidjekis from Guinea. And we are once again joined by our Golden Chao appeal opponents. Let's see how they will fare against these Golden Chao. Best luck to the next 2 participants, and please start the race! Alright. So Chao did very well winning his opening round race. Now he's trying to do it again in the round 16. And right now he's pausing for more, but he's coming up with a good strategy. He wants to put Poland back in the grand final, so that way he can have another chance at becoming Supreme Champion for 2022. He really desperately needs his second chance this year. And right now number 7, who was going the best, when we toss for his face, now will put him in a comfortable distance of the Golden Chao. And number 2 of the Golden Chao finishes the first place. He took a shortcut, and as Cesar Hidjekis takes the next speedless, and he's going to best. Chao is going to win this one with a close second behind number 2. Chao with a close second advances to the round of 8, as Cesar Hidjekis will get back-to-back speedless. A little disappointed with the elimination. Congratulations to Poland. They move 1 win away towards reaching a grand final return. So that way, Chao can have a second chance to get his redemption for 2022. And the 10,000 fan Poets really mean it. And to wrap up the first half of the round 16, we have Keith Clayton of New Zealand battling against Kim Sang-woo from Korea in race number 4. The winner will go on to face Chao in the round of 8. So let's see how well Keith Clayton and Kim Sang-woo will fare in race number 4 of the round 16. As the tournament champions continues here in Nairobi City. Let's have a Chao race! Alright, so Keith Clayton and Kim Sang-woo are battling neck to neck, trying to find out who will have the right to face Chao and Team Poland in the round 8 later on in the tournament. And right now, Kim Sang-woo is off to a good start ahead of Keith Clayton. The 2 competitors do not want to get eliminated here, by the way, looks at, as Keith Clayton wins the wing toss as he catches up to Kim Sang-woo. And right now, poor number 2 tries to the crowd. He finished in first place as a Golden Chao. Now he's getting left behind as a Silver Chao. And number 7 will take speed race number 2, and there he goes. He's flying over the ridges, and Keith Clayton is going to rest. So I think Kim Sang-woo is going to face Chao in the round 8. Korea is going to celebrate tonight. Kim Sang-woo advances to the round of 8 for Korea, as number 2 will close on speedless. So Korea is going to face Poland in the round of 8, and we'll be right back to the second half of the round 16 at the weight percent award for this. Now we go to the second half of the round 16. And for race number 5, we have Diyago Swan from Uzbekistan taking on Fonso Pequeño from the Philippines. And here's a look how the lineup forms. Let's find out which nation will move one step closer towards getting a shot at crowning a Supreme Champion. Please start the race! And right now, a couple of Silver Chao are going to rest, number 2 and number 7 to be sad. So that means these 2 Chao will be left behind in the competition for a while. And now it looks like Diyago Swan is going to win, so he'll also be left behind in the competition. And now Alfonso Pequeño is going to win. Wow, a lot of sweeping show in this race. But who's going to move on to the round of 8? We'll soon know. As Alfonso Pequeño heads for the water, it is Diyago Swan from Uzbekistan who will get the opening toss for this race. And right now, poor number 8 is getting straight in last place behind the competition. And number 5 pauses for more, so he will join number 8 for dear life. As speed race number 2 in this race will be made by number 7. And right now, Alfonso and Diyago are battling for the lead. They are neck to neck heading into the final stretch. Who's going to get to the finish right first? It is Alfonso Pequeño from the Philippines. So Alfonso Pequeño advances to the round of 8 for the Philippines. That was great support by the Philippines fans out there. Well done. And for race number 6, we have Diyago Swan from Iraq. He'll be taking on Pan from Israel. So we go back to the athletes course once again, and here's a look at this lineup. Who's going to face Alfonso Pequeño in the round of 16, or the round of 8? We're about to find him right now. Let's rock this place! Alright, and a couple switch out going west, just like the last race. And right now, Diyago Swan and Pan are fighting to find out who will face Alfonso Pequeño in the round of 8. And it looks like Diyago Swan turns to the crowd, and Pan is going to west. Just as I expected. And it looks like Diyago Swan is heading for the water. As the first superstar to get his beat best is Pan. He represents Israel in this year's Tournament of Champions. And right now, number 7 has command of the lead, and he is quarterback. That means Diyago Swan will have command of the lead, but Pan is not giving up just yet. As number 6, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then, takes that chance because numbers 1, 7, number 0, Chao fighting for the lead over the 8 group of Chao. They're making a big statement, alright, as number 6 takes back because number 1 barely beats out both competitors for first place, but it is Pan who advances to the round of 8, and we'll have this for you after this. Alright, here comes number 7 of the round of 16, featuring Goran Iglesias from Tanzania and Temasui from Brazil. So here's a look at the lineup as this round begins to wind down to its last couple of races. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race. And there goes Goran Iglesias and Temasui, trying to put one step closer towards crowning a supreme champion this year, because that's what they always wanted every year here in the Chao Racing Universe. And right now, one understood Chao is quarterback, and it looks like Temasui is heading for the water, but he failed to make it to the top of the hill. As number 8 wins the opening toss for this race, Goran Iglesias trying to maintain some momentum over the competition, as number 5 opens this one up with back-to-back speed bus, and Temasui is going to rest. That means Goran Iglesias will have command of the lead for Tanzania, and number 6 getting left behind in the competition. As Temasui takes the next speed bus, Goran Iglesias advances to the round 16 for Tanzania. Goran Iglesias is going to move on for Tanzania to the round of 8, and this next race for tournament who will face Tanzania in the round of 8. It's time for race number 8 of the round of 8, featuring Res Azua from Niger and Say Fonsley from Singapore. So the winner of this next race will go on to face Tanzania in the round 8 when it happens in the next segment. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a challenge! So the final round of 8 spot will be determined between either Res Azua from Niger or Say Fonsley from Singapore. Both countries trying their best to get one step closer towards the crown, and it looks like both of these Chao are heading for the water. Which one will gain the edge? We'll find out soon enough. As the first superstar gets beat is number 5. That's the second race of the boat, and number 5 has won the opening toss. And right now, number 2 is pausing for 1. That means he will have to join numbers 1 and 8 for dear life all the way in the back of the pack over at the bridges. As number 2 will take Speedbus number 2 in this race, and it's going to be a close contest between Say and Ressa. Let's went to the finish line, and Say Fonsway advances to the round of 8 for Singapore. They're going to face Tanzania at about 8, and we will present the round of 8 in the morning. But right now, let's hear a word from this. Alright, time for the round of 8, and the 8 remaining countries still alive are still having high hopes of crowning a supreme champion this year. Our first race features our defending champion, Diyago Swan from the host country of Kenya, and his next challenger is Diyago Swan from Argentina. So the round of 8 races will be held on the Sapphire course, and we know that Diyago Swan is the fastest swimmer of the 48 countries. He done very well in his last race. Now the Kenya crowd is on their feet trying to get to another grand final this year. Everyone's on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! Alright, so Diyago Swan is getting help from all of his 46,000 cheering fans in the home crowd in Nairobi, trying to put one win away from repeating as supreme champion. Right now he is facing with Diyago Swan. Diyago Swan is the strongest Chao of the 48 superstars. As number 1 will start the speedbus, and there goes Diyago Swan using all of his muscles to climb up the wall real quickly, and she is going to mess it up. As number 6 takes speedbus number 2, quickly climbing up the stone wall with that speedbus. Diyago Swan has the lead, but Diyago Swan still has a chance to gain enough momentum to use his swimming power to get Kenya back to the grand final this year. Next speedbus belongs to number 8, and those Kenya fans really want a repeat champion this year. Diyago Swan has the lead, but Diyago Swan is on his way right now. As number 8 takes back-to-back speedbus, Diyago Swan's going to do it again for the round of 8. Diyago Swan marches back to the grand final. So for the first time since 2007, our defending champion will get to participate in the grand final. Let's hope Kenya will have a repeat champion this year, and there's more excitement coming up. Do not go away. Well, that was an exciting race from the home crowd. They're actually waiting to find out if they will have a repeat champion. Right now, it's time for Poland to get down to business, as last year's runner-up Chao takes on Kim Sang-woo from Korea. The 10,000 Poland fans and the 1,300 fans of Korea are cheering on about 8, as we are joined by those Golden Chao computer opponents again. Gets tougher from each and every race, but it doesn't really matter. We're playing for the best standing possible, and here we go. Let's spark this place! So Chao is trying to lift Poland to a grand final return after winding up as the runner-up last season, while Kim Sang-woo looks to lift Korea to the first grand final in history. Chao and Kim are battling for the lead, along with number 6 and number 5 with the Golden Chao, as number 2 will start the speedbus for this race, and number 8 is going to rest. That means he'll be left behind in the competition for a while. Poor number 8 is trying his best to catch up to the crowd. And who will gain speedbus number 2? It is that Korea participant, Kim Sang-woo, no matter which side of Korea he's in. Kim Sang-woo has command of the lead with the best position possible. Chao is trying to catch up to Kim Sang-woo, and oh, he went a little too far, of course. That means Kim Sang-woo will have the edge at the come on, as number 8 will have the next command speedbus. Number 5 is going to wind up in first place, which means this race will go to the next back standing. As number 8 takes back-to-back speedbus, Kim Sang-woo advances to the grand final with 4th place. Korea is smiling with Kim Sang-woo tonight, and we'll be right back with more after this. So we have Kenya and Korea as two of our grand final participants this year. Now in this next race we'll find out whether the Philippines or Israel will join those two countries, as Rafael Pequeño from the Philippines battles against Mary Pan from Israel in race number 3 of the round of 8. So it's good luck to the Philippines and Israel on a quest to reach the grand final this year. Everyone's on the clock, and please start the race! And Mary Pan is quarterback. That will give Rafael Pequeño the opening edge for the Philippines. But how long will his opening edge will last? Down he goes for the count, and it looks like he is quarterback. So Mary Pan will be able to catch up to him in a hurry. Fonso and Moen had some work to do to catch up with Silver Chow, and a couple of Silver Chow are going to rest. And who will get the first speed race this time around? It is Fonso Pequeño representing the Philippines for this year's Tournament of Champions. And down goes number 7 for the count. He is getting stranded along with number 1, who is taunting for Moen. Numbers 1 and 7 are getting left behind as they climb up the stone wall. And there goes Fonso Pequeño with back-to-back speeders. He has command on the lead, but Mary Pan still has a chance to catch up to Fonso Pequeño. Will Baron make the miracle happen? We'll find out soon enough as they enter the home stretch. Next BS belongs to number 8 as he catches up with the Silver Chow and hurry, and Fonso Pequeño went a little too far. That will give Mary Pan command on the lead. Now he's trying to hold on against Fonso Pequeño as they make the way to his finish line. As number 8 takes back-to-back speeders, Mary Pan holds on Fonso Pequeño to lift Israel to the grand final. Israel is finals number 3, and we'll have race number 4 in a moment. So we have Kenya, Korea, and Israel as 3 of our grand final participants this year. So now the remaining spot will be determined between either Tanzania or Singapore. And we have 2 orange Chao to conclude the round of 8. So for race number 4, we have Goa Iglesias from the African country of Tanzania versus Say Fansui from the Asian company of Singapore. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! Alright, so Goa and Say will be battling for the final spot to complete the setting for this year's grand final. Tanzania and Singapore fans really want a supreme champion this year. And right now, a couple of Chao are going to rest. As number 2 wakes up for a snap with the first speed bus of this race. Goa and Say are battling for the lead as they climb up the stone wall. As speed bus number 2 of this race will be made by number 1. He really needed a speed bus and he got it. And it looks like Say Fansui is going to rest. So this race should go to Goa Iglesias of Tanzania, no matter what place she finishes in. We are playing for the best position no matter what if a Silver Chow finishes best. And here comes number 6. He takes the next command spears and he battles with Goa Iglesias for the lead. Oh well, Goa Iglesias will still move on to the grand final for Tanzania, which will have 2 African countries in the grand final this year. As number 8 takes the next speeders and number 6 comes in first place. Goa Iglesias is finalist number 4 for Tanzania. With a close second, Goa Iglesias is going to face Kenya, Korea, and Israel in this year's grand final. Thanks to all the other countries for making it this far, and congratulations to Tanzania. We will see them in the grand final this year. So, there you have it. The 4 countries that will be keep competing in this year's grand final are Kenya, Korea, Israel, and Tanzania. Congratulations to those 4 countries for making it to the grand final this year. They will receive an automatic bid to next year's 2023 Tournament Champions, and whoever wins the sign of this year's Tournament Champions. We're coming back to present this year's grand final in a moment, but right now let's hear a word from this. Alright, audience, let's get this grand final over and done with so that we can pack up and go home for the night. Do you think Diyago Swan will repeat as Supreme Champion for the host country of Kenya? Or will Kem Sung-woo of Korea, Melon Bottom Israel, or Goa Iglesias of Tanzania become your new world champion? Well, they heard your cast, so let's count down backwards from 5 and present this year's exciting grand final here in Nairobi City. And the fans are in a standing ovation, and we wish you best luck in the grand final. Count along with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's have a Chao race! Alright, so we got 46,000 fans in a standing ovation for the defending champion Diyago Swan. The other fans also chew on the respected nations of Korea, Israel, and Tanzania, hoping they will become the new Supreme Champion. And right now, Goa Iglesias is going to have Kamehameha for Tanzania. And it looks like Diyago Swan is heading for the water. That should set up his swimming game nicely. As number 2 will start the speed race for this race. And right now, Diyago Swan has a comfortable lead, trying to defend his title as Supreme Champion this year. As number 2 opens up the 2022 Grand Final with back-to-back speed race. And right now, the other 3 participants are battling for second place, along with number 8, with Goa Iglesias battling with Kem Sung-woo for Korea for second place. As we head back into number 2, that's 3 speed races in a row to start this race. And the home crowd is cheering on the Supreme Champion, Diyago Swan, as Kem Sung-woo gets some help from his Korean fans with the next command speed race. And right now, a couple of Stuart Chao are getting left behind in the competition. Which one of them is going to get some help? It's number 1 of the Stuart Chao. Diyago Swan is getting all his support from the home crowd. He's going to set up his swimming ability nicely when he gets to the home stretch. Right now, he pauses one, but he should have a fair chance of making it all. As number 1 gets back speed race. Come on, Kenya! Let's hear it for the Supreme Champion! We want a repeat champion! It hasn't happened since 1999. That year, France had a Supreme Champion with Cameron McLean. Looks like Kenya might get their chance this year. Next PS belongs to Goa Iglesias of Tanzania. And Kem Sung-woo has command lead for Korea. But there goes Diyago Swan. He's left time swimming in nicely. There he goes. He's swimming like crazy. As Melon Pond takes next speed, Kenya's gonna do it right over there, folks. Diyago Swan does it again for the host country of Kenya. Celebration here in Nairobi this year, and they're on their feet going crazy. As number 7 will get the last speed race. I knew that Diyago Swan's swimming ability will help defend his crown as Supreme Champion. Congratulations to Kenya, and we'll be right back with closer ceremony in a bit. What a deal! What an historic follow-up for the ages. I want to thank all the staff and participants in Nairobi to help set up this incredible night for the 2022 Chao Racing Tournament Champions. Kenya, in what has been an amazing display to remember, you are still reigning supreme of the Chao Racing Universe. So let's get down to business right away. Here are the final standings for this year's Chao Racing Tournament of Champions. In third place, showing one pride of the African spirit for the Chao Racing Universe, let's hear it for Goa Iglesias from Tanzania. In second place, showing good support of Asian spirit and still running strong no matter what happens, it's Kem Sung-woo from Korea. And the winner of this year's 2022 Chao Racing Tournament Champions, and still your Supreme Champion, Kenya. Let's hear a standing ovation for the guy you came and say 2 years running, Diyago Swan! Congratulations to you, Diyago Swan! Last year, you proved the road to become the first African participant to win a tournament champions in New York City. This year you have come home to defend your title, and you've done it 2 times in a row for all of the Kenyan fans across Nairobi and all the spirits of Kenya. That means next year's Tournament Champions is going to be staying here in Nairobi for 2023. A big job well done to Diyago Swan. He did it again, everybody. And thanks to everyone who participated in this historic night here in the 2022 Chao Racing Tournament Champions. It's been an exciting night for all those fans in Nairobi. Kenya beats them all. They done it again, folks. We'll be back here in Nairobi to present next year's 2023 Chao Racing Tournament Champions. Who knows, they might go for 3 next year, but until then they can celebrate once again. And on behalf of everyone here in the Chao Racing Universe, this is your Commissioner Patrick Sweeney, wishing you best of the happy holidays and look forward to the new year of 2023. Good night from Nairobi, and we'll see you right here in Nairobi next year. Bye-bye. And join us next week for more exciting action in the U.S. on Chao Racing 2022. See you then.